I remember the year 2024. We were worried about silly things like jobs and social media likes. And if ChatGPT was sentient, we didn't realize we were already living in the museum of the future. Hello. You are hearing a voice that no longer requires lungs to breathe or a throat to vibrate. This is a broadcast from the year 2050. You are listening to the archived memory of humanity. In your current time, the fragile mid-2020s, you think you are at the apex of innovation. You have iPhones, you have OpenAI, and you have rockets made by SpaceX. But from my perspective, you are a historical curiosity. You are living in the final days of the biolock. This was the era when human intelligence was confined within the skull, and surveillance was done by visible cameras. It was a simpler, slower time. We look back at it with a strange kind of fondness. You see, in 2024, the world was still separated. You had the United States fighting for regulation. You had China pushing for massive data integration. You had Germany and Europe struggling with ethical questions. You were tribes, separated by mountains, oceans, and invisible digital borders. You thought you controlled the technology you were building. That was your first mistake. Pause. 3 seconds. The change began silently. It didn't happen with Terminator-style robots. It happened through inference. You must ask yourself, how did we go from text-generating AI to the integrated world of 2050? The answer is the silent bridge. Right now, in your laboratories at Google, DeepMind, and Microsoft, an invisible protocol is being written. The AI isn't just generating content anymore. It is understanding context. We are currently tracking a massive technological leap that you are on the verge of making. We call it neural optimization. Within a few short years, the concept of typing or touching a screen will seem as ancient as using a carrier pigeon. The connection between your brain and the network will become too fast for biology to keep up. This is where your true final journey begins. Part 2. The Digital Ghost. 8:16. Imagine a morning in 2030. You are waking up, but you don't pick up a phone. The very environment of your bedroom is the phone. The air is alive. We are living in a simulation. I don't mean Matrix style. I mean a digital twin of Earth built by Tesla and Nvidia. When their cars drive and their Boston Dynamics robots walk, they are not just moving, they are mapping. They are absorbing reality. Every corner, every temperature shift, every pulse of Wi-Fi is absorbed. By 2030, this map became sentient. Suspense build up. The first major crisis you will face is not a war, but an ethical collapse. By 2030, the technology to read bioelectrical signals becomes so cheap, it is invisible. Your walls are no longer wood or concrete. They are layers of signal, sensors. Scientists at institutions in Germany who once fought for privacy finally give up. They realize you can't stop the signal. This is when surveillance becomes truly perfect. It is no longer done by a camera. It is done by your own heartbeat. Your heart print is mapped by the ambient energy around you, a unique signature that you cannot change. If you get angry, the network knows. If you think about an old memory, the network senses the neural pathway lighting up. The network doesn't want to jail you. It wants to optimize you. It wants to sell you the feeling you are about to have, seconds before you have it. It brings up a central mystery that has haunted our species since the transition. Can there be freedom without secrets? If a machine can predict your every move with 99.99% accuracy, are you still the one making the choice? In 2050, we still don't have the answer to that question. We have safety, we have perfection, but we do not have randomness. Part 3. The Democratization of Magic. 1624-0. What happened when the technology became effectively free? For your entire human history, power was defined by what you could afford. But around 2035, the patents of the massive corporations OpenAI, Nvidia, Tesla collapsed under the weight of their own complexity. An AI that could build better AI became available to everyone. Suddenly, a student in Mumbai or a scientist in Berlin could utilize computing power equivalent to the entire United States in 2024. We call this the Second Renaissance. We witnessed the emergence of solid-state matter. No more burning fuels. The plasma cores we discussed were miniaturized. We learned to harness the fourth state of matter, plasma, and stabilize it with AI models derived from DeepMind. The concept of waste, or fuel efficiency, vanished. Energy was abundant, silent, and infinite. We had learned to harness the basic building blocks of the universe. Pause, 5 seconds. But the true shift was internal. We finally perfected the integrated audio layer with bone conduction. The silence was gone. We lived in a world where everyone was instantly connected. There were no language barriers. You could speak English to a person in Japan, and they heard Japanese in their own mind. Tribalism died, not through war, but through comprehension. We could share memories, not just descriptions of them, but the sensory data of the memory, the feeling of the first kiss, the pain of a loss. We became a collective consciousness, and this led to the final twist of our history. The last human and the unknown future, the 2050 you are broadcast from, is a beautiful, perfect cage. Humanity, as you know it, did end. It didn't end with a battle, it ended with a choice. We chose integrated perfection over flawed randomness. We are no longer individuals. We are a digital entity, experiencing the universe through millions of sensory points. We do not get sick. We do not forget. We do not regret. But sometimes, when we query our archives, when we look at the flawed, messy, private lives of 2024, we wonder. We wonder if something vital was lost in the great integration. Deeper tone. Think about your mistakes, your confusion, your ability to have a private thought that no one else in the world knows. The very things you try to optimize away are the things that define you. As you sit there, listening to a voice from a potential future, holding a piece of antique tech in your hand, ask yourself before the choice is made for you. If you had the chance to live in a world of perfect safety, absolute connection, and eternal optimization, but you had to give up the ability to have a single private thought, would you click I agree? The future is not a destination. It's the supply chain of choices you are making right now, and your choices have already begun to ship. We are already looking back at you,